Thank you for coming tonight. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, this meeting has been duly advertised in Park Press, issue of January 21st, 2014. All municipal clerks of the townships and boroughs within the Regional High School District have been duly notified and requirements of posting notices have been met. We need a motion for C1 through C5 organizational action items.
Motion.
Take one of the motions and make it a second. Okay, you can take a vote. Discussion. Seeing none. Voice.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Canario?
Yes.
Mrs. Fankhauser?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Messinger?
Yes.
Mrs. Sutera?
Yes.
Ms. Tomazic?
Yes.
Mr. Moses?
Yes. Okay, next up, we have communications, minutes. Approval of the minutes. Motion?
Yes.
Seeing none. Discussion? We have a motion? We have a motion?
No. Never mind.
We have no one making a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. We have a second? I'll second it. Am I allowed to do that according to Robert's rules? Good, that's good. Okay. Discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Boyce.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Canario?
Yes.
Mrs. Fankhauser?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Messinger?
Yes.
Mrs. Sutera?
Yes.
Ms. Tomazic?
Yes.
Mr. Moses?
Yes. Okay, next up we have a report, Superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to open with a brief presentation with our 2014 Teen Driver Safety Flag Banner Contest. As you know, the Regal Regional High School District has a terrific teen driver safety program, and each year the Office of Curriculum Instruction works within our 6 high schools to present an annual teen driver safety program across the district. Parents who go to those driving seminars know firsthand the strength of that program. But in addition to parent and student assemblies, the district hosts a flag and banner contest for sophomores. In this contest, students design flags with teen driver safety messages throughout the year. Schools each nominate one of their designs to the Board of Education. The board members then vote on a district winner. We do this annually. And that winner's flag will fly above each of our 6 parking lots throughout the following school year. In addition, that student will be guaranteed a parking space in their senior year, which probably goes a lot further than the flag itself flying. This year's winner breaks a 3-year streak by Freehold Township High School. Sorry, Mrs. Higley. It's Gianna Totillo from Manalapan High School. And Gianna's here tonight with her mother, Jennifer, so I'd like to ask you to come up. And your design is going to join the others in this room and fly over all of our schools next year. So nice job, Gianna. Come on up. And you can see Gianna's before I feel like Vanna White, but I'll come around. Then this was the winning entry, and I have to say you were a very strong winner. Usually the board is sort of split along it, but that was not really the case. This picture is overwhelming. So we have a. Come on up. We have a smaller model that we'll do it this way.
All right. Congratulations. Very good.
Just a few notes this evening. Obviously, we have graduation in our 6 high schools tomorrow night, and that's certainly where, all folks are sort of focused on. Everything goes off at 6 o'clock, and I have to say that this school year in particular is the first time that I can remember in a number of years where there's no absolutely no forecast for any rain or inclement weather, which makes me nervous that something else is going to happen. However, I can say it's nice to not have to have a app going where you're tracking little mini storm systems across the district, because with 6 different high schools, we actually, over the 200 square miles, have different weather during our graduation ceremonies. It's a very stressful day, and because nobody wants to go inside on a day like that, because then you have to limit the number of folks that can come and enjoy the celebration. But it's an awesome day for the district where, usually about 3,000 students graduate and go on, some of the best and the brightest in the state. And our ceremonies, I think, are second to none. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Just a few brief notes. We did have our Raise Academy graduation ceremony earlier this evening. Mr. Iaculo did a terrific job with that. Mrs. Howell, Dr. Hazel assisting as well. But it was a terrific ceremony, and I was very proud to see the faculty and staff from across the district that work in the Raise Academy who really had some really tight connections with those students. And I think you can teach a student all you want about the academics, but unless you make some sort of emotional connection, it's really often meaningless. And it was nice to see that, a very strong emotional connection to those folks. And I'm proud of the work that the school district does to help all students succeed. So, and then finally, one other brief note: the end of the year, the end of the meeting in June is usually a brief meeting. We always conduct this meeting to make sure that we get last minute positions filled and the such, and I'll get to that once we go through the agenda. But we did have a meeting earlier this afternoon, Dr. Hazel, Dr. Moore, and myself. There's a lot of doctors around here lately, where we met with representatives from Center State Hospital, and we're really looking at ways that we can grow partnerships and opportunities for our students beyond just the Medical Sciences Learning Center. They have a number of ideas. We have a number of ideas. We think that there'll be some natural fits there for some of our students to get involved in the hospital. And we do have a number of students already involved. We have, obviously, the Medical Sciences Learning Center. Our workplace training students work within the Fitness Center at Center State Hospital. And we have about, and it was brought to our attention specifically today, there are about 230 or so volunteers a year, student volunteers in the hospital that funnel through, and somewhere between 80-85% of those student volunteers are Freehold Regional High School District students, which I think is terrific. So we have a follow-up. We're gonna touch base in August once we do some of our due diligence on both ends, and I think it will be hopefully some positive developments there for our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is board reports. We have Curriculum and Instruction Committee.
Yeah, so we met today, right before the board meeting, and we talked about an agenda item that we have, K8, which is setting up the school improvement panels. These are panels in each of our high schools. They are part of New Jersey's No Child Left Behind waiver, so we're required to have them. They focus mostly on professional development and the timeline for teacher evaluations, but they also have recently been tasked with analyzing school-specific student data. We use a program called Performance Matters, which allows easy manipulation of data off of several demographic profiles, but also by what classes you take, what tests you took, etc. And that helps you look at data trends within the school. So if you notice that students aren't improving in a particular test score point, you can then further address that specific problem. The school improvement panels will identify deficiencies that they see in the school, and once they set the school-wide goals that are related to those deficiencies, then teachers are able to put their student growth objectives and tie them into that overall goal. So it really pulls everything together. Most teachers have their SGOs split between ones that directly relate to the school-wide issue and the one that's more specific to their class. This fall, we are going to be requiring all incoming ninth graders to take an online online test called ACT Aspire. It's going to help predict college and career readiness, and it's like the ACT, but it's normed to a ninth grade level, so they're really only testing up to what a ninth grader should know, or should be prepared for if they're going to be on the track and ready for college or a career. We didn't get to finish everything on our agenda, so at the next curriculum committee meeting, one of the things we're going to be talking about are some of the data trends that have been reported publicly about our school, and also we're going to look at what tests an incoming ninth grader in this fall is going to hit throughout their high school career, and just to see the bird's eye view over what assessments we're going to be giving them.
Thank you, Marion. All right, next up is Finance Committee. Michael?
No. We haven't had a meeting.
Okay.
Since our last.
And then the other one is Policy.
Policy did not meet. We were contacted by Strauss Esme about a week or so ago to expect a significant number of policy updates in the near future over the Achieve New Jersey requirements. So I expect that the Policy Committee will convene after we get that update.
Okay. Next up on the agenda is public participation, and for the second week in a row, we have no one who signed up to participate. I hope this doesn't cause any anxiety with anyone on board. Okay, before the agenda, Mr. Boyce?
Yes, thank you. In addition to the addendum in the back of the room, two other corrections on H14 under volunteer coaches. Alyssa Scardelli, the start date should read August 15th, 2014, not 2015, and Howell High School, Robert Musari should be August 11th, 2014, and not 2015. Those are the only corrections. There.
Okay, and next up is the agenda, which would be H1 through L1, inclusive of the addendum that are, I think there's copies in the back of the room. I'd like to take this in one shot, if we could. Motion to take it?
Motion.
Bill, thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Jen. Discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Boyce?
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Canario?
Yes.
Mrs. Fankhauser?
Yes, except on H3, I'm going to abstain on any substitute or volunteer any appointments that have to do with wrestling or football at Old St. High School, including the appointment of the assistant football coach and the head football coach, because my son could play. And no regarding the Manalapan head boys soccer coach appointment.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Messinger?
Yes.
Mrs. Sutera?
Yes.
Ms. Tomazic?
Yes, but indicate present but not voting on I-11.
Mr. Moses?
Yes. That was... Motion's okay, you want to do...
Yeah, just want to introduce Leslie Kenny. Leslie, stand up, please. Leslie is the new guidance supervisor at Colts Neck High School. Congratulations. Leslie is currently a guidance coordinator for the Toms River Public Schools. We didn't hold that against you, and has guidance experience at all three levels: elementary, middle, high school. Has some college guidance experience as well, and we think is going to be a real strong fit for the Colts Neck community. So, Leslie, welcome aboard, and all the best.
Okay, next we have old business, new business, no business. Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
I'd just like to point out that we're at 8.
We need a second.
8:16.
Second.
Okay.
This is incredible.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
So shall you say, so shall it be written. Thank you for coming.